Quebec, Canada, fighting Troy the Destroyer Dorsey, 12 rounds for the World Super Lightweight Championship.
What are you going to do now as far as kickboxing?
First, I want to thank God, say hello to my wife, Shelly and Kendra. Happy birthday, Shane. And thank all of my instructors and students at my school. Now, pick up kickboxing and boxing both again and go after a world title.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
The winner and still Hurricane World Super Lightweight Champion of the world, Troy the Destroyer Dorsey!
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today with my podcast, If the Gloves Could Talk. Today I got my guest and friend and student, KJ Lance.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, sir. So when did you start martial arts?
In 2017.
2017 and
2018, I mean, sir.
2018?
Yes, sir.
Okay, trying to say you've been in longer than you then. That's okay. That's okay. So since you've been in martial arts, what have you learned? What's the number one thing that you would say that you've learned from martial arts?
Sir.
Discipline. When you say discipline, and what explanation do you use discipline is? What is that? How's that for you?
Like never giving up.
Never giving up.
Even if you don't have to. Stuff like that, sir.
Okay. And I know you've competed some in some pretty big events. So
Yes, sir.
why don't you tell us a little bit about those events that you competed in?
Sir. So I competed for Tate in 2024. I also won with you by my tie, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
I couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you.
The nerves were tasty.
The nerves?
Yes.
Yeah. You were shaking a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, you got in there and you took care of business, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how many years had you been in martial arts when you did that?
I was 7 years in.
Oh, okay. You've been in martial arts for 7 years. And what event was that?
It was for Tate and the TKO.
Texas State, the TKO, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Any more?
I also got second in WTL, World Karate Organization.
Oh yeah. And where was that at?
It was
I can't remember. Was it in Houston or was it in Dallas?
Galveston.
It was in Galveston. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So yeah, it's difficult. Like you said, you get really nervous because the event and everybody's watching, and so. But you were ready for it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. And what else have you won, or what else have you taken away from martial arts?
To be more confident.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so you help build your confidence.
Yes, sir.
So that's I hear that often. It really helps children
Sir.
and adults gain more confidence in themselves.
Yes, sir.
So that's a great thing about martial arts.
Sir.
And anything else that you've done?
I got my black belt in 2020.
2020?
Yes, sir.
Black belt, so here we go.
Like 2021.
2021?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He keeps trying to get he keeps trying to get an extra year. No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's hard to remember all those things off the top of your head.
Yes, sir.
I know I make mistakes in
Sure.
putting those years out there, the months, whatever. So, yeah. So you've been in martial arts now for how many years total?
7.
7 years. Yeah, that's a long time. And I've got a picture with this young man. His mom showed it to me maybe a year ago or something like that. And then she just showed it to me before we got on the program. And here KJ is like this tall, and now he's this tall. So he's grown up doing martial arts here with me, and it's been a pleasure to have you. I wish if I just had. I don't know. I'm trying to think how many. I was going to say if I had 100 students like you, or maybe 200 students like you, it would just be. My job is so easy when I work with people like you, with students like you, because you work so hard, you train so hard, and you're always there, and you don't ever complain. And even when you get dead dog tired, one like when you test for your black belt, was that a hard test?
Yes, sir.
It was a very hard test, right?
Sir.
So no complaining, was there?
No, sir.
Just get out there and get it done, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right.
So, how did you get started in martial arts, and why?
Well, when I was younger, I wanted to be like a ninja. So
Yeah.
I tried it because of that reason.
Yeah. You wanted to be a ninja, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit what it's like training under someone like Mr. Dorsey here with his experience and background? Can you just kind of tell us how that goes?
Well, it's an honor, of course. It's a little nervous sometimes, so you want to make him proud always.
What would you say your proudest moment is so far with your journey?
Probably winning state, and then my secondary black belt.
Getting your secondary black belt at winning state.
Yes, sir.
Your state was in Galveston?
No, it was in Dallas.
In Dallas, okay. Keep jipping around.
It was at the place that you first fought,
Your first ever tournament.
the hotel.
The Hill.
Oh yeah, the Hilton Hotel.
His state championship was at the place that you first did your first fight.
Oh yeah. So it was so you fought at the Hilton in was it in Fort Worth?
Dallas.
In Dallas. And I fought at the Hilton in Las Vegas. That was it, yeah. So it was the same hotel.
Sir.
Yeah, the same
Just
hotel.
just different
She
city.
had texted me that day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's when I fought for my first world title in boxing in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Hilton. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
How do you balance martial arts with school, friends, and all the other responsibilities life has?
Well, it's easy because I'm homeschooled, and most of my friends do martial arts. So when I go to my class, I usually teach them, and that's how we balance it out.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, what would you say martial arts has taught you about yourself outside of the dojo?
Well, I can protect myself, and self-disciplined, and to be a little more confident.
So, can y'all tell us what a typical day of training looks like for y'all together?
So KJ, he comes to the classes are usually 45 minutes long, and there's times when he's stayed extra and worked extra, and also done private class with me, and he's just always putting in the work. And at home, so he's doing martial arts at the school for 3-4 times a week, and then he's also doing some training at home, right?
Sometimes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what do you usually do at home? What is it that you do at home?
Usually, I do like 10 push-ups and then punch my bag
Oh yeah.
and warm up and stuff.
Yeah, you got a good bag, got a standing bag, and working the push-ups. So yeah, it's not just can't just do what you do. You got to do your homework. We call it homework because you're doing the training at home. So doing some extra training always helps out for sure.
So, how do y'all keep each other accountable and motivated, especially when you're in your hard moments, where you feel like you can't accomplish something and things like that?
Well, I know I just trained so hard for this, so I can do it. Plus, it's easy to be confident when my coach and my sensei is like a world champion.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a fun question.
All right.
If y'all could compete as a team, like, I don't know the correct word for that, but what would y'all's team name be?
What would be the name of our team?
Yeah.
You got an idea what we could call our team?
Well,
He and I?
Yeah.
Okay.
the Destroyer, since it was Troy Dorsey, the Destroyer.
Yeah.
So, how about the
Oh,
Destroyers?
just add a S.
The Destroyers with the S. Yeah, the Destroyers.
That would be fun.
That's how they came up with that. My boxing manager's wife used to come up with the boxers' nicknames, I guess you call it, fight names. So mine was the Destroyer, and then we had Donald the Cobra Curry, Little Stevie Cruz, and Mad Dog Gene Hatcher. Gene Mad Dog Hatcher. So it was, and all those names were all pretty much the way it should have been. There couldn't have been any other name. Yeah. Were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay.
So, what is one important lesson that y'all have learned from each other?
If I have to pick one, it would probably self-discipline from Mr. Dorsey.
And self-discipline, what do you mean by self-discipline? For people, some people think self-discipline is this or that. What is self-discipline to you?
Keep yourself accountable.
Keep yourself accountable.
Yes, sir.
Never give up.
Yes, sir.
Try your very best.
Yes.
Don't quit.
Yes, sir.
Those kind of things.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's what I strive to do. Teaching martial arts is to teach those characteristics of never giving up, and like he talked about his self-confidence and just not giving up. And we live in a world where we're seeing lots of that happens a lot of time. Lots of times where people just give up, and they give up on their marriage, they give up on their job, they give up on their. And I'm not criticizing anybody that has done that. I'm just saying it really is a thing to be disciplined and to continue and to work hard and to do your very best in whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's soccer, tennis, or whether you're an attorney or you're the president of the world or the president of the country or you're a teacher, whatever it is. We all have to just keep pressing forward and giving up. No matter what you do in life, you're going to get bored or you're going to get tired. You're going to feel like you get tired of it, or you're just going to think about, well, I don't know. But once you set your mind to it, you just got to stay focused and keep pushing forward and never giving up. What do they say? Winners never lose. Losers never quit. No, winners never quit, right? We want to be in what we're doing when we're talking about it, we're kind of we're putting all these things together for ways to help you in life. Just to strive, always strive for more. Don't be satisfied with being mediocre. Always strive for more and do your best. And if you get knocked down, what do you do? You got to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep pushing forward.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Troy, in your opinion, how would you say the role as a coach has changed over the years from your experience?
What has changed?
Being a mentor and a coach and teaching everyone, how would you say that's changed from you being the teacher to when you were being taught?
Well, it was different back then because I don't want to say it was tougher, but when we first started, there was no gear. No gear. No shin guards, no foot gear, no hands, no headgear. We wore a mouthpiece and we wore a groin protector. So even women sometimes we wear a groin protector. But so that's changed with the gear coming into being invented. It was really actually invented. It was just bare knuckle and so it was a little tougher there. But it still can be tough now with gear on. People still get injured, but it does lessen the likelihood of people getting injured. That's why they invented gear. So sometimes the guy when you're punching somebody in the rib, you're trying to punch them in the rib and you punch them in the elbow, that's gonna hurt your hand. So the gear has really brought martial arts a long ways so that it's safer and more protection. Which is a good thing.
So how do you approach teaching respect and discipline in a way that really sticks with your students?
What I did with KJ, I just got him by the hair really hard, and I said, "You better." No, I didn't say so. It was just talking about what respect means. Respect means treating others just like it talks about in the Bible. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. So that's a pretty easy one. And when you're standing in front of a bunch of children or a bunch of adults, it doesn't really matter. So it always makes you. So I'm not only teaching respect, but if I say it and I command it, and I want my students to do that, then also, of course, I have to be the same way. You can't just talk it, and then when people see you on the street, you're doing something really disrespectful. So you want to try to live up to what you teach. So it helps it's helped me as a person become more respectful and having better self-control. The two most important things, which are the two most important things in martial arts, self-control and respect. So this is it's like no other sport. We have a life lesson every 6 weeks that rotates, and we talk about it throughout the classes, and we have people do demonstration. You pick a child, or you pick a student in the class to show the class how to do the kick, or how to do the punch, or how to do the combination. Well, how does that make them feel when they're in front of the class? I mean, I have had kids say, I can't do it. So then I'll pick somebody else. And then after the class, I'll let them know, I know you can do it. I wouldn't have picked you. I won't put you in any situation where you can't take care of yourself, or you can't demonstrate the technique that I'm talking about. So, but when you do that, it really helps with even an adult. Okay, show us how to do that, Johnny. Okay, show us how to do that, KJ. And then they do it. So that's one way to help build up the confidence, having them do it in front of the whole class.
If I may, I think the biggest thing for everybody, and I've been there for every class since KJ was 6, is you truly make every child know that you believe in them.
Oh, yeah.
And that's KJ's
Thank you.
thing. He always felt like Mr. Dorsey believes in me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And that's what makes you a great coach, great sensei.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And KJ also, he talked about he broke his arms. So he's jumping on a trampoline, right?
Yes, sir.
And we jumped off he bounced off the trampoline, fell, broke both of his arms. This guy, so many students would have quit at that time. So of course he quit. He didn't quit. He just put his workout on suspension. He suspended the time because he couldn't do any martial arts while he had both arms broke.
And he had to have surgery, so it was about a year of recovery, and then he returned right back to it.
Oh yeah. So he has a lot of lots of, like you said, discipline. And that, whether I taught that to him or not, he definitely used it in that situation. He could have came back after a year. I've been out for a year. I'm behind. Everybody's testing. The people that he had tested, several of them have left him behind. But he didn't care. He didn't care. He just got up, dusted himself off, literally, and got back in there in the game and started training again.
So KJ, can you kind of explain to us what, like, your thought process when you were going back after being gone for a year? You know, like, how did you stay motivated? How did you keep getting back up?
Sure. All right. So when I first got back, I was so far down compared to where my teammates were, because I used to be equal, and then it's got better, but I got worse. So that motivated me to get up to that level with them.
You can say calling the entire year too, making
Yeah.
sure you were coming back and your spirits
Yeah,
were
that
lifted.
really helped.
What's that now?
Because you called him.
Oh.
Always. We heard from you at least twice a month, and you would just call to check on him.
Yeah.
And talk to him and keep him lifted. The first thing he said to me when he broke his arms was, when am I going to be able to go back to karate?
That literally was the first thing I did.
And he kept bugging the surgeon, and the surgeon said, I'll release you as soon as I can. And the day he was released to go back to karate, he went to karate. He couldn't wait to get back there to be with Mr. Dorsey and his fellow students. They were and still are a great group of kids.
Yeah.
So what is one thing or something about training that looks harder, that's harder than what it seems? Sorry, I phrased that wrong. But y'all can both answer.
It's harder than what?
it's harder than what it seems. Like most people would look at it and be like, oh, that's easy when, think about training. So what's something that's harder?
Do you want me to go first or you go?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Probably footwork. That's the biggest thing I struggle with. It looks so easy, but it's not.
Yeah. So the turn kicks and some of the other kicks, they look hard. They look hard, and you can make it hard on yourself, or you can make it, or you can do what you can, and if you do what you can, then sooner or later you're gonna get it. It's like anything else. You'll pick it up. Anyone can do martial arts. Is for anyone. My youngest student that I've ever trained was 4, and the oldest student that I ever trained was 91 years old. So that's quite a span there. I'm not bragging on me, I'm bragging on the students. My student, Virgil Sioko, that I used to train when I was in Dallas, he started martial arts in 1982. I even remember it's February 82. And he was 58 years old. He trained 3 days a week. And I had my school in Dallas, and I lived here in Mansfield. So I drive to Dallas each day, and he was in the day class. And I asked him if he could open up the door, because sometimes you get in traffic on I-30 or I-20. And I asked him if he could unlock the door and get the school open and turn the lights on, the heat on, whatever it needed, or air conditioner. And Virgil Sioko took that key, and it was like I told him every day, come in, vacuum the place, sweep the mats, mop the mats, clean the mirrors, clean the bathrooms. That's what he did. And he died when he was 91 years old, and he'd been to the class like the week before. So it was an amazing man, a man being so respectful and so nice and so kind, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, cleaning the windows, cleaning the mirrors. Anyways, he was an amazing man for sure. So it was nice to see that, and it was nice to know that there are people that really care, like the Lancers, they really care, and you really get to made some really great friends. So anyways, it really is, sometimes I'll joke with somebody, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for a living. Well, I'm 62 years old, so it's not time to figure out another plan. I better keep doing martial arts. So the good Lord has taken care of me with my 2 schools, and so I've been in business for 4 years this year in October. So it's been a long, long time, and then, like I said, the good Lord has really brought me through some really difficult times, and also has given me so many great times in the ring and with students like KJ, and seeing him come from not being maybe not so disciplined and not so respectful, but now he's just this guy's martial arts helped form his life and the way he feels about things.
That is right, sir.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Troy, what is something that you've learned from specifically this generation of kids that you've taught? What's something you've learned from teaching them?
Well, this generation, I hate to mark the whole generation, but the generations as we move every year, it just seems like it's a weaker generation, thus not really understanding what we're talking about is being disciplined or being respectful. That's kind of going away. So that's one thing for sure the martial arts helps teach are those characteristics: the self-control, the respect, the discipline, the focus. It helps both men and women. Some people just think martial arts is for kids, but it's not just for kids. So it helps no matter how old you are, you can do martial arts. So I think 91 is the limit. At least it was for my one student, Virgil Sioko, but really it's for men, women, and children of all ages to increase their flexibility and increase the things that we talked about earlier, the character traits. respect and self-control and discipline and getting a zeroing in with your focus, whether it be at your job or in the martial arts school. So the martial arts is known for doing that, helping people stay focused.
So for both of you, how would you define personal growth in martial arts?
Go ahead, sir.
Sorry. Well, I made that more disciplined. I got faster, stronger, more respectful, stuff like that.
Well, I guess just like I've talked about earlier, self-control and discipline, defining it as just getting in there and doing it. So it's one thing to talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk. And yes, I have messed up. There are times I mess up, but overall, my goal is to help people and to focus, help them develop some focus and some self-control and respect, which are, respect is just a thing that's kind of going away, as we talked about in the earlier generations, I guess. But so I'm not up here judging anybody or everybody. I'm just trying to say that martial arts is a great tool to use to help train people how to and teach people how to be respectful and using self-control and discipline and the focus, all those things. I've said that over and over and over, but I know how many times it takes me to remember something, so that's why I say it over and over and over and over again. Just try to remind me and also to remind others.
So KJ, what is one goal that you're working towards right now?
Well, I have a fight coming up on May 3rd. So I'm trying to get ready for that.
And what kind of fight is that going to be?
It's gonna be a kickboxing light to the head contact fight.
Kickboxing like the head. And where's it going to be at?
Part Wars.
The UFC guys put
What'd you call it?
the UFC Wahlburger is putting the.
Oh,
that
TJ Wahlburger.
TJ.
Okay, yeah.
I couldn't remember his first name, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's
He's
okay.
putting it on, so Spar Wars, I think that's Belton. Is it Belton, Texas?
I think it is, yes.
Yeah,
Belton.
Texas.
Yes. Okay.
He's one of them.
So my last question is, I want both of y'all to give a piece of advice to someone who might be watching that wants to join martial arts and is maybe a little intimidated or scared to join or doesn't know where to start. Could you both just give some advice to people that may be listening?
You want me to go first? Alright. Well, it might be intimidating at first, but everyone's there to help you. Your teammates, your coaches, everyone's there to help you. There's no need to be nervous.
Yeah, it's just like, as KJ said, it's a kind of a myth. I'm going to get beat up. And there are schools that sometimes allow other students to beat other students up, or maybe the instructor is, well, what's that guy who makes fun of martial arts? He stands with his hands on his hip, and he's always he's the Mr. Karate guy, and he picks on people and he just talks all these kind of crazy things. But anyways, it can be fearful in the beginning, but just like anything else, that first step is the best step. Once you step in and try it out. So most schools offer a free class or a free week or whatever it is they offer. So this way you don't have anything to lose. And that's what I say. That's what I say. Get in and give it a try. Some martial arts is something that you're trying, or something that you would like to do. Give it a try. If baseball is something you like to do, give it a try. Whatever it is that you're interested in doing, give it a try. Because it could be, if I wouldn't have tried out martial arts, then my whole life would be totally different. I don't have any idea what my life would be like if I wouldn't have done martial arts. So it's 51 years this year, actually in June when I started martial arts. So that's the idea. All right, KJ, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you coming on here and bringing your mom and your mom bringing KJ. And so thank you so much for coming today, and thank you for working hard, and just keep up the great work. And as you get older, you're gonna get tempted with doing different things. There are drugs out there, alcohol, all kind of those things. Just keep being strong and keep going straight on the line on what God wants you to do.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Sir. Thank you, Terry. It was an honor to be here.
You're very welcome.